We're inside of Petzl's facility, corporate headquarters and distribution center in North America. Specifically, we're in the Petzl Technical Institute.
Most often it's used for classes, for training purposes, work at height courses, rope access.
One of the key features is the climbing wall. Staff members will climb on it at lunch or after work. We really have been looking for a greater usage of it. And one of the ideas was to have the national team from USA Climbing come in and train on the wall. And so USA Climbing got a hold of us and said,
"Hey Petzl, I heard you guys had a climbing wall." We were looking for an additional lead training space for our athletes. It just made sense to make this work, especially because Petzl is already a partner with USA Climbing. Once Petzl said yes to our crazy idea, we just went straight into the logistics of when to route set, how to route set, the lift. Basically set up a time for myself to go in and set 3 or 4 routes for our athletes.
Whoa, nice.
So when the setting was done, the forwarding was done, the next day we scheduled a team session. I didn't send the athletes a lot of photos, I didn't give them a lot of information on the space, and it turns out they were surprised. It was a great, I think, first impression. The athletes had a big smile on their face when they walked in. Each of these routes have a little feeling of what a World Cup route would feel like. So that's basically what yellow was. It was a little discomfort on good holds and then just like a committing 1-2 dyno. This wall was made of fiberglass and it just made things more interesting and not really limited, but you just had to get a bit more creative or go through more screws.
Jesus Christ.
Red route was similar to yellow, a bit more awkward. There was this one section that was just like a cluster of holds that was hard to read from the ground, hard to like make the decision from the ground what to do. So this one was just like a test of like deciding, because all the solutions could work. It was just like having faith that the one that you were about to use was going to work. With all route setting, you need to test the routes, test the moves, test the difficulty, the reach. We hired French rock star Charlotte Durif, who has a lot of World Cup experience, and used her skills and her knowledge to make the routes as World Cup feeling as possible. It's good to get a forerunner that'll also give you their honest opinion, and Charlotte definitely does that. Black was actually the first route I started setting at Petzl. The route definitely asked for like intense move after move after move, and though it was low angled, like I think a lot of the athletes did get pumped climbing on it because the holds were bad, you're gripping hard whether you should be or not. The body position was like very hard to find.
Good, Natalia. Come on. Come on.
Yellow, red, and black all were topped in our first training simulation. The one that got away was the blue route. Setting and in forerunning, we were like, we're gonna make this one hard and almost not doable in one session. That evening, a bunch of the athletes got on it and all found their difficulties, but everyone was like working together on the sequencing and everyone was fighting for it for sure. But it's also good that like all of our athletes have a project at Petzl still. We've been back there a few times now. The athletes loved it. I know USA Climbing appreciates Petzl opening their doors and their walls for us.
I would love to continue to have them utilize this even more frequently, especially as we continue our partnership with USA Climbing, and we're just right down the street, so it's a no-brainer. We're psyched to have them.